As a brand owner, can you define your target audience? So these are 5 questions you should be asking yourself. Number one is that who am I targeting? That's the number one question. And you don't just, generalize that. You need to know the gender, you need to know their age group, you need to know the location of these people. So when we're talking about the gender, you can as well go for both male and female. And when we're talking about the age group, you need to be specific because the way we relate with products and to things, our interests are so different. So you need to know the age group, and the location is the most important thing. We need to know that the way the millennials, or let's say the way females in Africa, the way they relate with products or their characteristics is actually very different from the females from America. So you need to be specific with the location. The location is very important. You need to know their location, their characteristics, even their income is actually quite different. So the location is very important. That's number one question. The number two is, how do they live? That's the number two question. The number two question is, how do they live? So when we are talking about how they live, you need to know their lifestyle, you need to know their interests, you need to know what they shop, you need to know what they won't shop, you need to know what they are tired of. So that's the number two question. How do they live? So after figuring out the gender, who they really are, you need to know how much an average, probably you've gone for the millennials or the Gen Z, for example, you need to know how much an average Gen Z would make and how much they're willing to spend on clothing, or you need to know how much a millennials make and how much they are willing to spend on clothing. That's very, very important. Another question is to know where they shop. I've seen it somewhere some time ago that the millennials actually like to shop more on IG than the Gen Z. The Gen Z would prefer the TikTok app than the Instagram. And also, the older women or the older men would not even shop online. So you need to consider knowing where they shop. For example, I decided to go to start making habaya for the high profile older women people. They won't even shop online. Most of them will walk into stores to buy these products. So you need to know you need to know the exact place they shop. It's very important for you. That's the number fourth question. Another question is, know what influences their choices. What really influences their choices? For example, let's say the millennials, they can decide that I'd go for quality products, I'll go for ethical products or sustainable products. And the Gen Z can decide not to, bother. They can, buy anything they want to buy. And some of them can decide to buy cheaper products, So all of these things is going to shape your brand, it's going to shape your products, it's going to, give you the price range, and you really know exactly what to produce. Let me give you the last tip. This is not a question, but it's a tip. So after finding who you really want, the first question, if after finding that answer for the first question, after getting the first answer, which is who they really are, you can as well just do some survey and send out questions on what their lifestyle is, what really interests them, what they would like to shop, what they are tired of saying, and all of those things. These questions I've asked, you can just ask random people, and then, that way you get first-hand information about these things. However, you also need to research further and research online, to get more information about it. So these are the major things you need to do before starting to produce or anything at all. And in my university day, during my project, I actually did this even before I started creating my designs, before I started getting the concept ideas or anything. So that's it. So this is my feat for today, and I don't know if you like it.